So did you know that was this your goal from the beginning? Like, for example, you said you started at 17. At 17 years old, did you see yourself here as an actor?
To be very honest, no.
Okay.
I was actually very scared of the limelight because I remember back then when I just started working, I used to see there was this blog that was so popular, and every time there's a famous person, it felt like you could not be famous without making it there for anything. It could be so random as what you're wearing, and people would give unsolicited opinions and would drag down and would tear apart, and it felt like it was an okay thing to do. Like, okay, because this person is famous, they deserve it. So I was always worried about fame. I was always the kind of the kid that just wanted to work. I knew that I had talent. In first, I knew I could be an usher because a family friend who I called uncle said, "You're tall, you have the nice model shape there. Girls like you who are working for 10K per event, 15K per event, 20K per event. Why don't you want to try it?" And I've always seen myself working. I say this to a few people, but when young girls used to sit down and daydream about getting married, I never did. I used to daydream about working and making my own money and being so independent. So I fear that I might not even have my dream wedding, because what is the dream wedding? Even if I get married, it'll just be a wedding that we both agree at the same time that is how we feel and where we're at. So if it's a big wedding, fine. If we feel it, if we don't feel it, if it's a small wedding, whatever we feel. So for me, I've always been that child who always wanted to saw myself having my own money. Maybe because I came from such a humble background that asking for anything was almost a taboo. You're just supposed to know that there's no money. So don't ask. If we give, you take. Even if you lose, whatever, just keep quiet. So I used to be like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I can have my money and do my own thing, have my money. And that's why I'm such a huge believer in like spending on myself. Like I spend on myself so much that another person cannot take the position of, if it's not me, you won't have this or you won't have this life. It's like where to where. I show you how to treat me. I show you how to buy stuff for me because I'm like buying stuff for myself. So for me, the question was,
like, if you saw yourself
for myself. No, I was really scared of fame because I just didn't want to be anybody's. When people are angry and frustrated, the board they can throw things at, because that's what Nigerian celebrities are. I mean, around the world, but I mean, Nigerians, I can only speak for my country and where the climate. I mean, I didn't want to be that girl who people just see on TV and anybody can concoct whatever lies about me, and everybody in the room will believe because it's just famous, so it's expected. But at the point I had to wake up from that fear. And if you read your Bible, it says in 365 places, do not be afraid. And you have
really
to
surprised you're quoting Bible. I didn't know that part of you.
So yes, I try not to bring that part a lot because I don't like to be seen as religious, but the word of God is a foundation in my life, so I can't help it. It will come up here and there. But it says do not be afraid, and I had to wake up and say my dream life of taking care of myself and taking care of my dad and a few other family members is sleeping before my eyes because I was so hell-bent on this 9-to-5 life. But when I started working at 17, the plan was just to raise money to be able to pay myself through school, pay my way through school, support my family, support myself, buy the things that I could never ask for, but I could finally have because I wanted to look good, I wanted to dress nice, I wanted to all of that nice stuff. I wanted to be able to afford a trip here, a trip there, a holiday here, a holiday there. But the main plan was to go and school in Canada.
Did that happen?
That never happened. The processing first was long too. I didn't have enough money. I kept converting my money into dollars to be able to meet up to the tuition fee. But within that time, I was working in this office, Ultima Studios, and I remember so clearly. I was just working to save money. So everything I was doing then was save. I was always saving for something. I'm a saveaholic. So when you see me, you probably see me buy a pair of bag and say, how did she afford this? That money might have even come from 10, 15 years ago. You just don't know. But I was that person who I was working in this office and doing my modeling and also doing, I think I dropped modeling. I think it was too much. I was doing my presenting at the place. I was acting here and there. Yeah, modeling here and there. And I went into the office and the boss was like, oh, okay, so what are your plans? And, are you enjoying working here? And I said, yes, I am. But I plan on, leaving for Canada to have my BSc in social works. I've already done my ND in Unilag. It's just to go further. And he was like, why? And I said, you have a great opportunity and you're doing so well as a presenter here. And we feel like, I fear that if you travel to get this BSc and you realize that that's not the life for you, by the time you come back, you have to start from scratch, and you don't know if you're ever going to make it and get the opportunities you're getting now. And he said, just go sit with that, think about it. And I sat with it for the night, and my mindset changed the next morning. I was now a full Nigerian who wasn't going anywhere. I was already planning to sell my car, sell things, but I was like, this is it. I'm going to stay back, and I started working hard, and I understood, it's a mindset thing. When you know that this is going to be your life and where you're going to live and where you're going to eat from. That's why I worry for people who say, Nigeria, you're speaking negativity into a country that's supposed to serve you. I can't speak that into my country. It's giving me everything I have. It's giving me fame, it's giving me money, it's taking care of my family, it's taking care of me. Nigeria is blessed. There's just a few people who make us feel like it shouldn't be so, and that's okay. But let's also identify. So it's a mindset thing. My mindset had to switch in that day, and I had to say, this is the life. I'm going to be here now. So I must accept everybody. I was looking at everybody as bye-bye, just temporary people. I'll still be out of your hair. So these are the people I'm going to actually be with. And that informed my life and my decisions. And I started, settling down to know, okay, what's the plan? 5-year strategy and all of that. And so before I knew what was happening, the plan from the scratch was never fame. It was just be able to work, make a name, not even make a name, make a living for myself. And guess what? If you're good at anything, even as a pop seller, you're going to get fame. You're going to get
That's
fame.
true.
It's you're so good at what you do. People have to know you for that. Even Sia, with how she wants to, there's still a Sia representation that she's giving to us. So no matter how much you want to cover your face, if you're good at something and the bank in whatever is just for they tend to give the celebrity status to people that are on TV. But if you're popping where you are a celebrity because you're being celebrated. you know. So like that, I started, and then I saw, okay, this is it. If I'm going to be good at this, I have no choice but to accept fame. And so I started to welcome fame into my life. I started to become friends with it and sit with it and have coffee with it and say, okay, you're going to be in my life at my own terms. You know, if I'm going to be famous, you'll be at my own terms. If I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be known for what I want to be known for. And it gives me great pleasure that if I walk out today, somebody's either saying, Nancy from that film, even children are saying, oh,
so you started acting from way back.
I started acting from 2011. It wasn't. It was to make ends meet at the time. And trust me when I say I never saw these things in me. People always saw it in me.
Oh, I see.
So ushering, my uncle. Modeling, also from there. While doing ushering, some models are like, "You should come for auditions." And from there, I was on runway one day, and the director saw me and said, "You look good on camera. You should come and audition or having something." And I went to audition. So I think that also took the pressure off me. You know, when they're like girls are like, "I want to act," and like people take advantage of them. I feel bad because I never had that. You can't pay me my money. I didn't come to you. Like, so I was very money conscious. Like I had bills to pay. I didn't have time to play around. Like how much? Even when they called me for the audition, it's how much?
Yeah.
If I get the role, how much before I even confess? Say, oh yes, 10K per episode. That's not bad. Could I get 15? Yeah. Okay, cool. And I auditioned before I even got the role. And so it was clear from the start that I was there for my cash. I had bills to pay. So that for me had always been the thing. Yeah. So I've been acting since then, but it got serious after I decided to stay in Nigeria. Then it now became a career. It became a professional. So I went pro in 2014, but I started acting in 2011. Yeah. Just fun.
I know the funny thing I can collaborate. What's that?